Hello, and welcome back to Days in Solengard. Big plans for today, but first, some context. I planned the build for today's episode in creative mode, without thinking about how difficult it would be to obtain all the necessary materials for small details and such. Because of that, the material collection took a very long time, so most of it will be cut out of the video, but I will be including anything that is needed to keep everyone up to pace. That said, there are a few important things I'm going to cover quickly to help y'all understand some of what happened in the process of gathering materials without having to show y'all all of it. Firstly, when I was getting started on all of this last week, I was in need of honeycomb to wax copper and decided to build a moderately sized bee sanctuary to acquire it. So, here's a little time lapse of that. Secondly, at a later time, I used the materials I got in the last episode and a Silk Touch book I found in a spawner under my front lawn to turn my diamond pickaxe into a fully enchanted netherite pickaxe. Last, and certainly the least, for some reason I thought that a single mob spawner would make a good XP farm. So I turned the spawner I found right next to my base into an XP farm. But it was, needless to say, very bad. So anyone is free to ignore its existence like I did after seeing its performance. Sometime later in the material gathering process, I set out to find a savanna biome to get the acacia wood I needed for part of the build. Normally, something as mediocre as going to get acacia wood wouldn't have made it into the video. But I came across something along the way that made it a must for people to know where I got certain items from. I don't think I need to explain myself. I found a woodland mansion, and it never hurts to get some totems. So an acacia biome, acacia can wait. I think we're gonna go ahead and make sure we're not dying anytime soon. Or we're dying right here. Hopefully it's the anytime soon one. Okay, let's go.
Life could be a dream. Do, 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 shaboom. Life could be a dream. If I could take you up in paradise up above. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream. Sweetheart, hello, hello again. Shaboom, and open with me to get boom. Ding dong, ding dong, a lang, a lang, a lang. Oh, 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 bip. A bip, a dip. Oh, life could be a dream. If only all my precious plans would come true. If you would let me spend my whole life loving you, life could be a dream, sweetheart.
Every time I look at you, something is on my mind. If you do what I want you to, maybe we'd be so fine.
Oh, life could be a dream. Shaboom, if I could take you up in paradise up above. Shaboom, tell me, darling, I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream. Sweetheart, hello, hello again. Shaboom, and open with me to get boom. Oh, life could be a dream. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Oh, life could be a dream. Shaboom, if I could take you up in paradise up above.
Alright. I've finished looting the Bastion Remnant. Finished looting the Woodland Mansion. with a few things of note, I got 2 Totems of Undying and a Vex armor trim, as well as some other miscellaneous loot, mainly the Totems of Undying and armor trim. Oh, and I guess I did get a bunch of books, which was really nice, but not exactly as notable as the totems and stuff. But with that complete, and this lovely rain shower that started, I need to get a move on finding an acacia biome, because I desperately need to get that acacia wood to finish gathering the materials I need for this build. Alright, let's get back to that. Might just skip over everything until I actually get to it, or else this is gonna be a long time lapse if I have to guess. Hi. I was wrong. It was just over the hill. Look, if I go into free cam, it was just over the hill. It's right there. It was just over the hill from the Woodland Mansion. It's right here. I thought I was gonna spend another hour riding, and it's right here. So, yeah. I think we're right next to a warm ocean. Maybe we can find some coral. I kind of need it for the build. Actually, you know what? If I remember correctly, you can just bone meal a riverbed for coral. I don't know if that was a bedrock only thing, but I'm gonna try that and just hope that I don't have to go get it separately. I feel safer with my hat on. Alright, I'm gonna get what I came here for and leave. Okay, let's go. I got what I came for. Time to go. Also, this lighting makes my eyes look like a completely different blue. That's so weird. Anyway, time to go. After that lovely little adventure, I ended up collecting a few more things before heading off on another adventure to find the coral reef I spoke of a moment ago. This journey would not have been particularly notable if it weren't for what I found being the most lore potential I've seen from Natural Generation. That said, here are all the things of note I found on this excessively far journey I made in search of 2 coral fans. A mangrove swamp, a mushroom island, a shipwreck, another shipwreck, some buried treasure, another shipwreck, perhaps one more shipwreck, a second buried treasure, another shipwreck, oh, and a third buried treasure. After that, I took a moment to admire the tree mushroom, which apparently exists already, even though the dappled forest isn't even in the preview version yet. And finally, after like an hour and a half of travel, I found the coral reef I was looking for. It has been nearly 2 weeks since I started collecting materials. I have learned a valuable lesson. Never design a build with all of the details in creative mode. From now on, all the detailing is happening in the survival world with materials that I have on hand or have easy access to. I am never doing this again, but it's finally time to bring this build to life and finally get this episode out after 2 weeks So, with that said, and that done, let's finish this. Let's go. It's time-lapse time. the construction finally complete after all this time, the only thing left to do was get the villagers where they needed to go. This took a while though, so here's another time lapse to finally finish off this project. This project has been drawn out around 2 weeks for me. This was a lot of work, but it's finally done. The terraforming, installing the villagers, everything is completely finished, except for a few things, which I'll drop on y'all right after a quick tour of the new villager market. Obviously, we got Mason's Stone Cutting, where everyone's last name is Mason. Jerry, Jacob, and Carl Mason. You have the Friars, Friar Tuck, Friar Flick, Friar Harold. I don't know what made me decide on those names, I just thought they'd work nicely. The Butchers are Jonathan Chop. It's Steve E. Butcher. I don't really know what that's about. Tinson Fletcher is the only Fletcher with a name right now. But we'll get back to that in a moment. The Farmers, in the center next to the Butchers. The Smiths all need names. They're all going to be under the last name Smith for the fun of it. But anyone watching this video, if you want to, leave suggestions in the comments for what to name the unnamed villagers. Finally, for villager trading, regarding my personal favorite building, the library. Where for some reason everyone's crowded at the entrance right now. Sean Feather is the feather falling villager. Thimble prop 4. The 4th is protection 4, if you couldn't guess. Kal-El the Efficient is efficiency 5. Philip Mending is mending. And Sean Sharpness, or Sharpness villager. I think that's everyone. Did I miss someone? Kal-El the Efficient? Ah yeah, it's Cedric the Unbreaking. They've all got names to help me identify them, since they're no longer locked in stalls that I could keep signs on them. The Villager Trading Hall, we go into free cam. The one I made on like episode 2 is empty. There are no villagers in here anymore. I moved them all using our new Happy Guests, which I'll also be looking for a name for if y'all want to drop some comments. I think that's about all for this video. This did take a lot of work to make, so if y'all enjoyed this, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Days in Solgard, episode 6, where I plan to work a lot more freely, because this episode was very difficult. Alright, I'll see y'all in the next one. Until then, bye!